If you are hearing these words right now, it is no coincidence. There is a mysterious sign echoing through the depths of your spirit, calling you by name, inviting you into a moment unlike any you have ever known. Something greater than yourself has led you here, and heaven is watching, ready to reveal wonders you once believed were out of reach. This is your moment of divine intersection, a sacred encounter where mortal hearts collide with supernatural. If you have ever wondered if your journey held more than the ordinary routines of life, if you have felt a stirring in your soul that whispered you were destined for something beyond the mundane, then pause and open yourself fully to this message. Because you are not here by accident. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Let go of every doubt, every worry, every nagging voice that says you cannot rise above your current reality. You have been chosen for such a time as this. Life may have bruised you along the way. Perhaps you have faced betrayals, disappointments, or moments so dark you questioned if the light would ever return. Yet here you stand, breathing in the promise of a new dawn, hearing words that resonate with an otherworldly sense of purpose. Do not underestimate the significance of this moment. A mysterious sign is calling out to you. Yes, you. Because heaven sees your struggles, your tears, your silent pleas. Heaven knows precisely how to orchestrate an encounter at the exact second you are ready to receive. And you, my friend, are ready. Does your heart pound a little faster right now? Do you feel the tingle of possibility stirring in your chest? That is the echo of destiny. You have battled doubts that told you, who am I to dream big? Who am I to yearn for a life of abundance and impact? But the divine voice is answering louder than any doubt. You are mine. You are chosen. You carry a spark of eternity within you. Let that truth sink into your spirit. You have permission to hope again, to lift your eyes toward the horizon and believe that greater days are not just coming, they are upon you. Before we journey deeper, I want you to activate your faith. Take a bold step right now. Scroll down and type 777 in the comments below as a sign, an outward declaration that you are ready to receive all that heaven has planned for you. This simple act is not for algorithms alone. It is a statement of trust and a release of spiritual energy. The angels themselves take note when faith is expressed, no matter how small the gesture may seem to the world. Heaven is waiting for you to say yes. Heaven is searching for a willing heart, a vessel that will hold blessings beyond measure. So go ahead, type 777 as your banner of faith, and let the floodgates swing wide open. Keep your spirit tuned to the words flowing through this message, because something profound is happening in the unseen realm. Just as a seed germinates in darkness before pushing through the soil into the light, your dreams and breakthroughs have been preparing themselves beneath the surface of your life. You may not see it yet, but your spirit can sense it. The scriptures proclaim in Jeremiah 29:11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord." These are not empty promises. They are declarations from the very heart of a loving Creator who fashioned you with intention and care. You might think your path took too many detours, or you made one mistake too many, but the Master Weaver knows how to spin every thread, bright or dark, into a tapestry of splendor. And when you see the final design, you will gasp at how every test became a testimony, how every sorrow became a stepping stone to your destiny. Allow that truth to anchor you as we press forward. Let hope begin to swirl within your chest, expanding with every breath. Picture your fears melting away, replaced by an unshakable confidence that a supernatural hand is guiding your steps. In moments of greatest doubt, recall the story of Joseph, thrown into a pit by those he trusted most, yet rising to a position of immense influence because God's hand was always upon him. That same sustaining power is available to you. Your pit, whether it is financial lack, heartbreak, or lost opportunities, can become the launching pad for the greatest season of your life. Heaven is watching, and heaven never overlooks the chosen ones who cling to faith even in the dark. You might ask, but how will I know it is my time? How can I be sure this mysterious sign is truly for me? Let me tell you, signs from the divine are rarely about certainty in the natural. They are about resonance in the spiritual. If these words are stirring something inside you, that is your confirmation. If you sense the weight of destiny pressing on your heart, that is heaven whispering, "This is for you." Stop questioning whether you are qualified. Heaven does not call the qualified. Heaven qualifies the called. The moment you accept that you have been chosen, your life begins to shift. Doors swing open that seemed forever locked. Connections appear that you never saw coming. The resources you need begin to line up in unexpected ways. And it is not because of your striving alone, it is because you dared to believe. Faith is the currency of the unseen world. When you invest faith, the yield is beyond human measurement. Jesus himself said, "According to your faith, let it be done to you." Notice it does not say according to your perfection, your background, or your intelligence. It says according to your faith. That means if your heart is ablaze with even a mustard seed of belief, mountains will move before you, and rivers of provision will flow where there once was desert. Let that sink in. Let that become your new lens of reality, because heaven is watching to see how far you will trust. Can you feel the atmosphere shifting? That heaviness which tried to linger around you is breaking right now. Chains of hopelessness are snapping. The weight of past regrets is lifting, replaced by a steady confidence that your new chapter is beginning at this exact moment. Yes, heaven is not just passively observing, heaven is actively orchestrating open doors, aligning divine appointments, and preparing blessings that will exceed your expectation. You might have believed for something small, but God is a God of overflow. Every time you limit your prayers to what seems reasonable, you underestimate the boundless love and power that designed galaxies and keeps every star in its place. The same Creator who breathed stars into existence has breathed life into you, calling you to shine in the darkness. This is not about chasing empty dreams or selfish ambition. This is about discovering your highest calling, the reason you were born in this generation, in this hour. The world is in upheaval, but chosen ones like you are meant to rise above the chaos, to be beacons of hope and purpose. Are you willing to stand up and declare that your life is not an accident? Are you ready to seize the reason heaven assigned your spirit to this earthly realm? That mysterious sign you have been sensing is the stirring of destiny. Heaven is watching, but more than that, heaven is cheering you on, fueling your every step with supernatural grace. This journey will not be without its challenges. The moment you accept your status as chosen, adversity often tries to test your resolve. Just as David faced Goliath before ascending to the throne, so will you face giants on your path. But do not be dismayed. Giants are indicators that you have entered a land of promise. Their presence signals that you are on the threshold of a breakthrough. Each giant you overcome makes your victory sweeter and your testimony stronger. And when others see how you conquered, they too will believe in the power coursing through those who trust in the Almighty. This is bigger than you. Your boldness, your faith, your determination are a catalyst for others to awaken to their own calling. Imagine the ripple effect if you step fully into your destiny. Lives changed, hope ignited, futures shifted, all because you dared to respond to the sign that was calling your name. Now take a moment and place your hand over your heart. Feel the steady rhythm, the quiet assurance that life pulses within you. That heartbeat is more than a biological function. It is the echo of eternity planted inside you. Heaven's watchful eyes are upon that heartbeat, and heaven's greatest longing is for you to step into your purpose without delay. Forget yesterday's failures. They have no power here. The word says his mercies are new every morning. Today is a fresh start, drenched in possibility. Look up from the distractions of the world and focus on the gentle nudge in your spirit. That nudge is the divine invitation to soar. It does not matter if those around you doubt. It does not matter if your past screams louder than your hopes. The voice of truth says you are more than your circumstances. You are more than your failures. You are a vessel of God's glory, fashioned to reflect His brilliance in a weary world. Do not shy away from that calling. Embrace it with every fiber of your being. Stand tall, chosen one, for the time of unveiling is near. In the same way, a hidden bud bursts forth into a beautiful flower at the appointed season, so shall your gifts, your talents, and your influence unfold before the world. Maybe you have been praying for direction, for a sign that would confirm your deepest yearnings. Consider this message as that sign. Let the words sink into your heart and water the seeds of faith you carry. Let your dreams arise again, unencumbered by the chains of logical reasoning. Logic can only take you so far. Faith catapults you beyond boundaries. For we walk by faith, not by sight, the scripture declares. That means your path is illuminated not by what you see in the natural, but by what heaven has decreed over you in the supernatural. The caged lion in your spirit is roaring to be released. That cage is not reality. It is a mirage formed by fears. Let them crumble, for you have a territory to claim, a destiny to fulfill. Right now, if you have not yet typed 777 in the comments, do it. This is not superstition. It is a symbolic gesture of openness to the moves of heaven. It is like Elijah calling down fire from the sky. There is nothing magical in the number itself, but there is power in an act of faith. Faith transforms the ordinary into the extraordinary. So join the countless others who have dared to claim their inheritance by stepping out in faith. Let that be your battle cry, 777. Allow it to ring across the spiritual realms as a declaration that you are stepping into alignment with your calling. You have sat on the sidelines long enough, questioning, hesitating. Now is the time for boldness. Let the power of that boldness shift your atmosphere. Your story, yes, your personal narrative, holds the key to unlock someone else's prison. Think about that. When you step into your purpose, you do not simply achieve personal success. You become a lighthouse for those lost at sea. Your victory is woven into the victory of others. That is why heaven invests so deeply in you. Heaven sees the multiplied impact of your life when you say yes to the sign that calls your name. Even in the darkest valley, your testimony can become someone else's guidepost to hope. Every tear, every heartbreak, every triumph, none of it is wasted. The puzzle pieces of your life come together to paint a masterpiece of redemption. If at any point you feel unworthy, remember the heroes of faith. Moses had a speech impediment but was chosen to lead a nation to freedom. Gideon was hiding from his enemies when an angel called him a mighty warrior. Rahab was labeled by her past, yet she played a pivotal role in the unfolding plan for Israel. Over and over, heaven's pattern is clear. The flawed, the overlooked, the doubters, all are invited into the story of greatness when they dare to trust the call. That call is echoing through your life right now. Do not let it fade away unheeded. Breathe in the possibility, exhale the fears. The God who sees the sparrow and clothes the lilies is intimately aware of every detail concerning you. Heaven's watchful gaze never wavers, never blinks. The question is not whether you are seen, but whether you will respond. Will you keep hiding behind routine and comfort, or will you launch into the unknown, trusting that the one who called you is faithful to equip you. Allow yourself to imagine, just for a moment, what life would be like on the other side of your obedience. What if you refused to settle? What if you prayed bolder prayers, dreamed bigger dreams, and lived without the chains of people-pleasing or fear? Can you see yourself walking into rooms with unshakable confidence, carrying a peace that confounds those around you? Can you envision the day you testify about miracles you once thought were reserved for other people? That day awaits you, chosen one. It is not a distant fantasy. It is a reality heaven wants to manifest in your life now. Though storms may swirl around you, you can remain unmovable. Though the economy or the news may paint pictures of doom, your reality is anchored in the kingdom of God, which operates by a higher set of principles. Provision, favor, and breakthrough are your portion when you align with your purpose. Even if you are facing obstacles that seem insurmountable, never forget that faith the size of a mustard seed can move mountains. Mountains of debt, sickness, opposition, they all bow to the authority of faith. Look back on your life for a moment. Recall the seemingly impossible situations you already overcame. Remember the times help arrived at the final hour, or a door opened when all seemed lost. Those were not coincidences. They were previews of what happens when the chosen ones place their trust in the divine. Each of those moments was preparing you for an even greater demonstration of power. You learned that what is impossible for man is always possible with God. So do not let a temporary challenge fool you into giving up. Victory might be just around the corner. If you have listened thus far, there is a reason your heart has not let you turn away. Heaven orchestrated this moment to boost your faith, to remind you that you are not alone. You may feel lonely in your struggles, but you are never alone in your spirit. If heaven is for you, who can stand against you? The King of Kings stands as your advocate. Angels minister at the command of God to ensure His word over your life will not return void. Let that comfort you, let that embolden you. Now, stir your spirit into a posture of expectation. Expect good news. Expect open doors. Expect that you are about to step into a season of favor that will leave you breathless. Do not let cynicism rob you of this gift. When you awaken each morning, declare that heaven is watching, that miracles are aligning themselves with your path. Speak life into your atmosphere. The more you speak, the more you believe. The more you believe, the more you manifest. This is not empty hype. It is how creation works. The universe responds to the words of faith spoken by those who know their identity. Chosen one, a mysterious sign is calling you, and heaven is leaning in, waiting to see if you will embrace what your soul already knows. You have come too far to shrink back now. You have endured too many nights of tears to not seize the dawn of joy. You have prayed for breakthroughs. Now watch as they begin to unfold. The God who parted the Red Sea has not lost 1 ounce of power. The God who fed multitudes with a few loaves and fish can multiply your resources. The God who raised Lazarus can resurrect your dead dreams. I can sense some of you are already tasting the shift, feeling a stirring that confirms this message is exactly what you needed. Others might still be hesitant, clinging to logic or fear. To you I say, take one small step. Type 777 and watch what happens in your heart. You will feel a release, a surge of hope, a glimmer of faith igniting once more. Even if your knees shake, even if your voice trembles, let your fingers type that declaration of faith. Once you do, stand back and witness how heaven responds. This journey we are on does not end the moment this video or message concludes. It continues in the quiet places of your life, in your morning routine, in your commute, in the moments just before sleep when doubts creep in. Those are the times to remember that a mysterious sign has already called your name, that you have been marked by destiny. Keep feeding your faith. Keep believing that heaven's watchful eyes are upon you. Keep expecting that doors will open, opportunities will arise, and resources will appear to fulfill the dream God placed within you. Some of you have been waiting on financial provision, wondering how you will make ends meet. Remember the widow's oil that never ran out. Remember how God provided manna in the wilderness. The principle remains the same. Trust in God's ability to supply all your needs according to His riches in glory. Some of you are waiting on healing in your body, in your mind, in your relationships. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead dwells in you, quickening your mortal body, restoring what was broken. Others are desperate for direction or clarity. His word is a lamp to your feet, a light to your path, and His Spirit guides you into all truth. Every part of your life can be touched by the supernatural favor that rests upon those who dare to believe. No area is too big or too small. The one who hung the stars cares intimately about the details of your life, every heartbeat, every breath. You have not slipped through the cracks. You have not gone unnoticed. You are a chosen vessel, a precious child of the Most High, and nothing can separate you from His love. Let that love fill you to overflowing. Let it heal your wounds and embolden your future. Remember, love is the greatest force in the universe, stronger than death, stronger than fear, and this love has set you apart for greatness. When the storms rage, cling to that love. When friends abandon you, remember that love will never fail. When finances run low, that love will feed you. When your body aches with sickness, that love will sustain you. It is an unbreakable promise. Feel the weight of those words in your spirit. Rest in them. Let them shape your worldview. No matter how chaotic the world becomes, you remain anchored in an eternal covenant that transcends time and circumstance. You are chosen, you are loved, you are watched over by heaven itself. Nothing, no power, no challenge, can ever revoke that status. But you must choose daily to walk in that identity. You must say yes to the sign that beckons you forward. I sense chains are breaking off of many right now. Chains of anxiety, chains of self-doubt, chains of lingering guilt or shame. They are falling away at the sound of truth. Bask in that freedom. It is your birthright. It is the realm you were designed to inhabit. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. Step into that liberty wholeheartedly. You are not a slave to fear or limitation. You are an heir to a kingdom that knows no lack. Let your prayers become bolder, more fervent. Let your posture shift from timidity to confidence. Let your declarations resound in the corridors of heaven. Speak life into every dream, every calling, every seemingly dead area. Watch as resurrection power floods in. This is not the hour to play it safe. This is the hour to rise. Even if you stand alone among your peers, do not be disheartened. Remember Noah, who built an ark while the world laughed. Remember Esther, who approached the king to save her people, risking her life. The chosen path often looks lonely, but it leads to miracles reserved for those who defy popular opinion. Stay the course, stay faithful, stay expectant. This mysterious sign that is calling you, that heavenly gaze that notices every detail of your journey, they work together to pull you into alignment. A moment of alignment can accomplish more than years of human effort. When you align with God's timing, your progress becomes supernatural, your results exponential. Doors swing wide that would have remained shut through mere human strength. Contacts you could never arrange on your own appear. Finances multiply in ways that defy logic. This is not the stuff of fairy tales. This is the heritage of the chosen. If these words resonate with you, if your soul feels awakened, then do not wait. Even after this message ends, keep the fire burning. Immerse yourself in prayer, in scripture, in worship. Surround yourself with people who speak life, who see beyond the natural and tap into the divine. Protect your faith like a precious flame. The enemy of your destiny would love nothing more than to snuff out that fire through doubt and discouragement. Guard it fiercely. Fan it with every testimony of God's goodness, every moment of gratitude for blessings already received. Gratitude, by the way, is a multiplier. When you thank God for what you have, you open the door for more. Do not despise the day of small beginnings. Celebrate each step, each glimmer of progress. Watch as heaven takes note of your gratitude and pours out even greater measures of blessing. Indeed, he who is faithful in what is least is faithful also in much. Chosen one, let this be the day you mark on your spiritual calendar as the turning point, the day you realize that heaven has been watching all along, orchestrating divine appointments, setting you up for breakthroughs. The day you responded to that mysterious sign with a resounding, "Yes, Lord, here I am." Will challenges come? Absolutely. Will you face battles? Without a doubt. But now you know you are not alone, and that knowledge changes everything. If God is for us, who can be against us? That is the anthem of the chosen, the unstoppable force of those who walk under open heavens. You can almost feel the resonance of that truth vibrating in your very bones. So often, people wander through life without realizing they carry a crown of divine favor upon their heads. They shuffle along burdened by self-imposed limitations and the criticisms of others, never once daring to believe that the hand of the Almighty rests upon their shoulder. But you, chosen one, have awakened. You sense it. A gentle stirring in your soul, as though the breath of heaven is whispering, "Lift your head, look around. This world is ready for the light you carry." Yet even with this awareness, doubt can creep in. You might think of all the times you took a leap of faith only to stumble. You might recall prayers that seemed unanswered, doors that remained shut. Do not allow these moments to define your future. Delays are not denials. Sometimes they are catalysts for deeper transformation. A seed planted in the soil takes time to break open before it emerges into the sun. In the same way, your seed of destiny has been breaking open beneath the surface. What felt like rejection was often God's redirection. The very disappointments that made you question your purpose were, in fact, signposts, guiding you to a path more magnificent than your original plan. This is your permission to dream again. Not the tame, calculated dreams that fit neatly inside your comfort zone, but the audacious dreams that quicken your pulse and make you wonder if you've lost your mind, the kind that keep you awake at night not from worry, but from excitement about what could be. Every giant leaps forth from a single moment of boldness. The heroes we admire in scripture and history had their own quiet hour of decision, a moment when they chose to pursue what others deemed impossible. Joseph had a vision of greatness, but was thrown into a pit and then a prison. Little did he know that the dungeon was his springboard to the palace. Likewise, do not despise your dungeon moments. They can be the furnace that refines your character, ensuring you can handle the weight of the blessings ahead. Perhaps you've been wrestling with your identity, struggling to see yourself as worthy of heaven's attention. Cast those doubts aside. Heaven does not measure worth by earthly standards, title, wealth, pedigree. Heaven sees your heart, your capacity to love, to persevere, to hope against hope. Even if you feel like the least qualified person in your circle, remember David was just a shepherd boy, overlooked by everyone except the one who mattered most. That shepherd boy became a king after a series of seemingly random yet divinely orchestrated events. So, too, are the gears of destiny turning for you, each seemingly random intersection leading you closer to your throne of purpose. And while your spirit soaks in these truths, do not forget to take practical steps. Faith is more than belief. It is action rooted in trust. Sometimes that action is as simple as rising each morning with gratitude, proclaiming that you are chosen and that heaven is orchestrating your day. Other times it requires major leaps, changing career paths, moving to a new location, beginning a venture you have no natural qualifications for. In those leaps, the supernatural steps in, bridging the gap between your limited resources and the boundless supply of heaven. That is when miracles occur. Let's talk about miracles for a moment. Miracles are not outdated relics of ancient times. They are living, vibrant manifestations of heaven's power in the here and now. The fact that you are alive, breathing, with a soul hungry for purpose is itself a miracle. Every day, miracles occur around us. Bodies are healed, finances are provided, paths open up, and yet we often dismiss them as coincidence or luck. But to the chosen, miracles become the expected norm. Not because we demand them, but because we walk in harmony with the author of miracles. When you abide in the presence of God, you tap into a current of divine life that knows no obstacles, only opportunities to reveal glory. Consider your life as a tapestry being woven. Each thread, joyful or painful, is a stroke of the master's hand. The final design is breathtaking, though you may only see the underside of the tapestry right now, where knots and loose ends appear tangled. Faith is trusting that on the other side, a masterpiece is unfolding. And each day you yield your heart to the divine call, that tapestry gains new threads of triumph and grace. There is a purpose hidden in every fiber of your being. If you ever feel insignificant, recall that the greatest stories often start with the humblest of beginnings. Let your mind linger for a moment on the concept of destiny. Destiny is not a prison sentence, but a glorious invitation. Many people think destiny is fixed, that their fate is sealed by circumstances or genetics, but the chosen understand that destiny is formed by the synergy of God's plan and our willingness to cooperate. When you say yes to the sign calling you, you position yourself under an open heaven. The road may still have twists and turns, but the end is assured. Victory. You do not fight for victory, you fight from victory, because the final outcome has been guaranteed by a power higher than any earthly force. This perspective shifts everything. It erases fear of failure. It transforms obstacles into stepping stones. It makes you unstoppable in the face of adversity, not because you are invincible in your own strength, but because you lean on a strength that never fails. That is the mindset you must carry, a royal mindset, a warrior mindset. The world may call you naive or unrealistic, but watch how your faith confounds the doubters when breakthroughs come with supernatural ease. Please, do not forget the significance of that simple gesture we spoke of. If at any point you feel your spirit flagging, scroll down and type 777 again in the comments. You might think it redundant, but each time you do, you reaffirm your alliance with heaven's blueprint for your life. You remind yourself that the same God who whispered, "Let there be light," and shattered darkness with a word, is the one who speaks life into your circumstance. Typing 777 is not about luck, it is about embracing alignment. Notice the small shifts happening within you. Your posture straightens, your breathing steadies, your mind buzzes with fresh ideas. Perhaps there's a sense of excitement you haven't felt in a long time. That is the spirit responding to truth. Truth sets us free. Free from constraints of the past, free from the prison of what if it fails, free from the naysayers who said your dreams are unrealistic. The truth is, you have been called to such a moment as this. Let the weight of that calling settle upon you, not as a burden, but as a cloak of dignity and responsibility. Responsibility, yes. Many shrink from the notion of responsibility, but to the chosen it is an honor. Responsibility means you have been entrusted with something valuable. Your gifts, your voice, your influence, these are treasures bestowed for a purpose that extends beyond yourself. The moment you realize your life can bring hope and transformation to others, your perspective widens. No longer do you live just for personal gain, you live to fulfill a higher assignment. And in that higher assignment, you discover the greatest joy, the deepest satisfaction. Helping others rise becomes part of your own rising. That is why stepping into your calling is not selfish, it is essential. The world needs your light. Your family, your community, even strangers on the other side of the globe can be touched by the ripple effect of your obedience. Never underestimate the power of a single life ablaze with divine purpose. Recall how a young shepherd with a sling changed the entire trajectory of Israel's history. Recall how a humble man named Jesus changed the course of humankind. One life, fully yielded, can turn darkness into dawn for countless souls. Listen to the stirring of your spirit. It is calling you to come away from complacency, from the status quo. It is urging you to gaze upon the impossible and declare it possible. Dare to pray prayers that make small minds cringe. Dare to attempt feats that shatter the ceiling of mediocrity. Dare to love with such intensity that bitterness and offense have no foothold in your heart. This is the life of a chosen one, unapologetically bold, relentlessly loving, and unflinchingly committed to the path heaven has laid out. Yes, challenges will still arise, for a refined faith must be tested by fire. Yet do not fear the fire, for it only purifies the gold. Some of you might be in the midst of such a test right now. A family crisis, a health scare, a financial low point. Do not let despair claim you. Let your spiritual eyes see beyond the flames to the figure standing with you. Remember Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, thrown into the furnace yet unharmed, because the presence of God was with them. The furnace meant to consume you becomes the testimony that elevates you. From it, you will emerge without the smell of smoke, your faith shining brighter than before. If you could peer into the heavenly realms for just a moment, you would see angels assigned to your cause, warring on your behalf. Prayer is not a last resort, it is your first line of offense and defense. When you cry out in faith, it reverberates through the heavens, causing a flurry of activity. Divine strategies are released. Ministering spirits move into position. Nothing is wasted in the kingdom of God. Every heartfelt prayer is collected like a precious offering. Keep believing, keep pressing forward. The sign you have asked for is not just external, it is also in your heartbeat, in your spirit's joyful leap at the mention of destiny. No matter how rough the terrain, keep stepping. No matter how silent the answers seem, keep speaking life. No matter how dark the valley appears, keep gazing upon the promise of dawn. The chosen do not navigate by what they see alone. They navigate by who they know. And you know the one who holds galaxies in his palms, yet is intimately aware of every hair on your head. Are you beginning to sense the magnitude of your calling? Let it wash over you until every cell in your body vibrates with purpose. This is not a motivational speech. This is a prophetic summons. A clarion call ringing through the corridors of eternity, specifically tailored for you. The pieces of your life that once seemed scattered are converging. Blessings that have been stored up are on the brink of release. Doors you never knocked on are about to open. And not just any doors, doors that lead to radical transformation, not just for you, but for those who will be touched by your faith. In a world full of noise and confusion, your clarity will stand out like a lighthouse. In a culture drowned in negativity and cynicism, your hope will shine like a beacon of possibility. That is the difference between existing and living as the chosen. You become a channel of heaven's love, a conduit of miraculous power, a voice for truth when lies abound. Many will question you, some will oppose you, but the validation of heaven far outweighs the opinions of earth. Press on, keeping your eyes fixed on the higher reality. If you sense a surge of courage right now, seize it. Make a declaration over your life. I will not remain silent. I will not cower in the shadows. I am here for a reason, and I embrace that reason without apology. Speak these words out loud if you can, or whisper them if you must. The power of life and death is in the tongue. Let your tongue speak life. Let it affirm your rightful place in the lineage of faith giants who defied impossible odds. And remember, beloved, you are never alone. Countless others are awakening to their calling. As each chosen one stands up, the atmosphere shifts globally. Revival sparks here, an outpouring of grace there. Entire communities transforming because ordinary people answered an extraordinary call. Don't think you are isolated. You are part of a movement, a family, a kingdom that transcends national borders and cultural divides. Heaven sees the bigger tapestry. Heaven knows how each individual thread weaves into a majestic whole. Keep the flame of prayer burning. Talk to God as you would a close friend, for that is who He desires to be. Bring your questions, your struggles, your delights, your plans. Listen for His whispers in the quiet moments. Study the living word that has guided countless saints before you. Surround yourself with fellowship that cultivates belief rather than cynicism. Guard your gates, what you watch, what you hear, what you allow into your mind, so that your faith remains strong and vibrant. Some might label this intense pursuit of divine purpose as fanatical or overly spiritual. Let them mock. In the end, the fruit of your life will speak louder than their words. People mocked Noah until the rains came. People doubted Jesus until the resurrection. The pattern is clear. The supernatural is often misunderstood,